Can everyone hear me now? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Because someone said my audio wasn't good. If you can't hear me, put a two in the chat. Okay, good. All right. Sorry about that. Sometimes we have technical difficulties. But okay, well, we'll start back over. Don't matter. We roll with the punches. We make it do what it do. So again, welcome everyone. Today, December 20th, 2023. And as I said earlier, twas the night before Capricorn season. Twas the night before winter solstice. Is that time of year I wanted to go with a little bit of festivities in the colors, red and black, appropriate for this time of year. Celebrations, ending things out depending on what your religion is, still has some component of that. The scent of the evening is scent of the day is Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Hold on, let me see here. I've done a fragrance review on this. I really enjoy this fragrance, especially for cooler type of weather and this time of year. One is boozy, tobacco-y, with a little bit of vanilla, which it wafts through the winter air, and so that's a good thing for me. Good thing for those who want to do that, and also too, you can check out my video on that. I definitely did a review on tobacco vanille. It's an amazing fragrance. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. I mean, it's been around for a long time. The master Tom Ford, he definitely gets that done. So let's go ahead and get into this. Again, I want to welcome everyone. Thank you everyone for tuning in. But you know what I do? I'm a personal and corporate brand and image consultant. I help individuals with their individual image, their professional image, as well as corporations with their brand image. I help you focus on the A, B, C, D's of that. That's the appearance, behavior, communication, and digital footprint. And I know a lot of you have seen the title. Now, the funny thing is, like, I wanted to do this particular case study a while back. It just happened that I scheduled this, and then coincidentally, we had a break into the case. But I want to talk about why it's important. It's like, have you been compromised? Image is power. And so the thing is this, right? Who is in control of your image? If someone can control your image, whether that's you or someone else, they can control how people perceive you, how they react to you, what they perceive they can do to you, or what they perceive they cannot do to you. So, for example, let's just say you have, and I'll just use it for example, Mike Tyson, right? He has an image of someone, big, strong, and potentially someone who could do harm to you just because of his background in the boxing ring. So a lot of people either tread softly with him, or they know certain lines they don't cross, or so that's one way that your image can perceive you in a certain way, and that has served him in his professional career. But as you saw, like some of the legal issues that he's had, then maybe that did affect him in a detrimental way. And the thing is this, right? When people see you, within the first 7 seconds, they're making judgments about you. This is a man or a woman. They're tall or short. They look like they're aggressive. Maybe they can harm me. Like, so they're making all these types of judgments within you within the first 7 seconds of having met you or having seen you, lay eyes upon you, because most communication is nonverbal. But then in that same time is they're spending the rest of their time doing things to justify why they were right the first time, as opposed to learning different things to change their opinion. Because people do not like to change; they like to um, prove themselves right. So that's why managing your image is important, and being the one in control of your image, so you can be the one who controls that aspect of it. Right now, if you need some help in those areas, that's why you come to someone like me, your success concierge. So again, you saw the title. We're going to go into it. You may, like those who know me, you may know what I'm going to speak on. You may or may not, just from that. But that's why we do this, so you can tune in and we can go on this journey together. And thank y'all for all those who tuned into my last video that I did. We're gonna do more of that as we go forward. So again, today's title of the show is is your image compromised? And this is a case study on Jonathan Majors. So I'm Eric Hall, your success concierge, and we're gonna get started. Let me get my screen up, and we're gonna jump right into this. That was my opening monologue. Let me pause for a second while I pull this up. I see Denise Mobley. Welcome here. I see the Linus videography in here as well too. Welcome. I always like to have individuals in here, welcoming them to the show, to the stream, because we like to have fun, make it enjoyable as well as interactive. So let me go ahead and get my screen set up here. All right, we're gonna go to this here, and we're gonna share. All right. So again, is your image compromised? This is a case study on Jonathan Majors. And of course, he's been in the news recently, but we're going to get to all of that right there. All right. So let's go a little bit of background. So I always like to start at the beginning, at the beginning. So Majors, a California guy, son of a mother who was a teacher, excuse me, a preacher, and father who was in military. So he traveled around a little bit when he was younger. His father just disappeared. We didn't know, he didn't say exactly when that happened, but his father did disappear. And then one day he just kind of resurfaced. I know there's been some reconciliation about that, but when you don't have certain male influences in your life, it can affect you in a number of manners, as we shall see. So, of course, he has other siblings as well, too. Now, this is a beautiful city here. Like, he moved around and he ended up in the great state of Texas. Spent time in Dallas and Cedar Hill, which is also a suburb of Texas. Went to Cedar Hill High and then Duncanville High. Anybody know about Duncanville? They got some good basketball players come out of Duncanville. So that's where he grew up and graduated in 2008. Now, he got into a little bit of trouble growing up. So some of you may know about D Town, the Dirty Dirty, Triple D, Dallas, Texas. He was around in a neighborhood where some people were engaged in some not so great activities. He had individuals who may have been involved in different crimes, drugs, murders, all type of things that you find in some of the worst parts of society, worst part of areas. And then he got in trouble for shoplifting, fighting, and even that, his, as you saw, that his mom was a religious lady, and she put him out, and he got kicked out of the house. So he ended up having to work multiple jobs and living in his car as well too. So this is someone who has come from a background that's challenging, but he's someone who's shown that he can persevere, which we'll see here. So he got fascinated with acting. I mean, he saw a Broadway production, so he moved around to New York. There was a movie where Heath Ledger played the Joker, RIP to Heath Ledger. And that was a role that really, really inspired him into the acting world. And he felt like it was a safe place for him because he felt like acting never abandoned him. And then I was watching an interview with him on NPR. And one thing that was really prevalent to him was oration and telling stories. Now, I said earlier that his mom was a pastor. So pastors, they're constantly telling stories, orating, doing those types of things. Also, in the household, he saw people from the neighborhood in the house, etc. People telling stories, orations, speaking in public, so to speak, putting on presentations, putting on shows for people to watch, learn, and understand. And so that was something that fascinated him as well at a young age. And so one of the questions that was asked of him was, how does he pick his roles? And he likes roles that are challenging to him. Like, the more challenging it is, um, the more he likes to take that on. So you may have known some of the roles he did. People know his popular ones, but he did some other lesser roles where he was, he played an activist. We know about the Creed movie, which he felt like was really based. His character, he drew inspiration from an uncle of his who was also incarcerated as well too. So he is someone who likes to take on challenges that stretches himself, stretches his skills, stretches his range. And so, like, after he got inspired into acting, of course, he went and pursued that more. He got a bachelor's from University of North Carolina Art School of the Arts, and also Yale. So I didn't know Yale had one of the best fine art schools in the country, drama schools. But that's where he got his. And this is like just recently. He's a young man. All right. And so, just career trajectory. These are some of the movies he played in. White Boy Rick. Some of y'all may know that. That's a story about a drug dealer out of Detroit. If you watch the BMF series, he's featured briefly in that. I think Eminem plays him. But yeah, that's him. The Last Man in San Francisco. The Five Bloods. That was a movie made by Spike Lee. He's also hosted Saturday Night Live, and then, of course, you may know him from the MCU. He's made appearance on the Loki TV show. All right. Now, Star Power, he really started to really take off in 2023 with some of the roles that he played. Magazine Dreams, and this was another one he felt like it was a challenge. That's a movie where he played a bodybuilder. He's like, okay, I have to get in amazing shape so I can have the look and pose and posture of a bodybuilder. So he did a lot of work for that. Of course, as I said earlier, he was doing some things in the MCU. So he plays Kane the Conqueror, and he did Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And then a lot of you can see on the screen here, he did Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan. All right. So even in 2023, the same time he was having his rise and being having amazing star power, he got into some legal issues with this young lady here. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm just gonna state facts, or what I say facts of what actually happened. I'm not here to adjudicate, associate right, wrong, blame. That's not what I'm here to do. We have a lot of commentary channels out there. I have some friends who do legal commentary. So if you want that, go see them. Go see them. Go check their channel out. They're going to provide that information to you. I'm just here to provide the information. So I just wanted to give you that caveat for those who want to say this way, that way, or whatever. I'm just presenting the facts as it relates to this particular case. All right. So the young lady in question, he met her on the set of Ant-Man. She was a British dancer. They were over in London. And so in March of 2023, he was accused of assault. And then the trial began a few weeks ago on November 29th. A couple of days ago, again, he was convicted on one count of reckless assault in the third degree and a charge of harassment. And then the other charge of assault and aggravated harassment, he was not convicted of. Essentially, though the meaning of that, again, you can check with the legal people on that. It was what he was not convicted, what he was convicted of means he wasn't intentionally trying to do those things. So he's got sentencing coming up on February 26, 2024. So that's a few months away. It's a misdemeanor. So he faces up to 364 days in jail, just under a year, 3 years probation, and a fine up to $1,000. So that's just the gist of that. And what's the fallout from that? So, like, as an image consultant, I see like things that benefit and then things that pull away. So he lost quite a few endorsements, and this is even before the trial was officially adjudicated, which was a couple of days ago. So he was doing things for the U.S. Army. They decided, even though he hadn't had a particular conviction, they wanted to distance themselves from him. The Met Gala in 2023, they rescinded his invitation. The world champion Texas Rangers, no typo on there, but they removed him from his ad campaign. And then the movie The Man in the Basement, they cut him out of it and they're recasting it. And then Marvel and Disney, they just dropped him from their partnership. So who knows what's going to be the fate of, because he had a non-Marvel movie that was supposed to come out. Who knows what's going to be the fate of that, as well as what's going to happen with Kane and the Conqueror, how they move with that going forward. All right. So this is his current life. He's got a 9-year-old daughter, and then he's currently dating Megan Good. I just wanted to kind of use some regular non-Hollywood pictures of them just to show like the down-to-earth side of him as a person. And I really like these types of pictures in general, especially as it relates to celebrities, because this is how they are in their everyday life when they're not having other people dress them, make them up, do those types of things. Like, who are you? This is your natural style personality when you just getting out the house, going doing what you normally do. Now, people who know me, they see me, they know I dress like this all the time. That's part of my style personality. But we're going to get into that. All right. And so this is really the reason, again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do a case study on Jonathan Majors, because it was some controversy that came out from the Ebony magazine photo shoot back in 2023, earlier this year. And you see, this came out in February, and then he started having his problems shortly thereafter in March. Okay. And so, like, part of this shoot, the person, like, he said he drew inspiration from anime. So on the right hand side, you can see he plays the character Don Quixote, or not plays the character, but his outfit draws inspiration on Don Quixote do Flamingo. Now now this person is an interesting character. I did do some research on him. He's got some different types of things going on. I know we probably have some anime fans. I'm gonna let y'all comment on that in the comment section. That's what y'all do. That's not my area of expertise. But just that this person is an interesting character. He does play a villain in some of the things that he does, and he has some quirks about him. But this is the inspiration that he drew for the stylist drew for this particular character. And then on the left hand side, this is someone Luffy. He's also from the world of anime, and so he drew inspiration from that. So just in general, as an image consultant, I would say, um, you know, as he's associating himself with these two characters, or if I was styling him, if he's not specifically doing a role, I would be in my mind like thinking, what's the association with this particular person? Because even as a stylist and an image consultant, there are things and individuals that I draw inspiration from, and it's everything from like I like Prince, I like Ozzy Osbourne, I like Idris Elba. Like there's a wide spectrum of individuals that I draw inspiration of, regardless of their style, personality. My sister asked me that stuff as well too. Like, who do you like these individuals? I was like, yeah. Even though I would never wear that, it fits their style, personality. So again, this particular individual, that's what he did for this portion of the shoot. And if he wanted to do that, okay, cool. But I'll be, I question or wonder like how you choosing who you want to associate with or associate that person with. But then as we go forward into this, right? So some of the other looks within there, it made individuals question the masculinity and how they're doing and portraying this individual here. So you see this here, like this is some of the other looks that the individual styled him in, and then some of the other things as well too. Now, as y'all know me, I like pink as much as anyone, but it has to be done in a certain type of way. And so for me, I'm just trying to understand what is the type of look that he's going for, or what is the type of message that he sends. Remember when I tell people three things, like one, where you're gonna wear it to. So again, this is the photo shoot that he's doing right here. Two, what's the message that you're trying to send, of course, and then the value add. So let's just say, what is the message that they're trying to send with us? All right. Now, someone, Boyce Watkins, he just was saying that this is pushback on like masculinity. Like, this is not how men are to be treated, dressed, and whatnot. And then someone else said, I'm not sure why people don't realize that black men dressing, posing feminine actually is incredibly empowering. Okay, I don't necessarily agree with that. It subverts the disgusting white supremacist connection of black men as hyper masculine and animalistic. So this is one of the conversations that I really wanted to have about that. This is why I picked this particular topic, because again, I know there are certain instances, and even when I'm looking at other comments, people are saying, "Oh, masculinity is fluid." Not necessarily. Your perception may be fluid, but there's a masculine and a feminine. And can you, each person, each individual has a little bit of each side within it. But I just from this particular standpoint, and then when you see the trouble that he got in after that, it's like, okay, you had a strong person and then you made him softer. Why did you do that? So these are questions, and I mean, it's a back and forth conversation, but this is just my personal image consultant assessment on this. And I think a lot of this has led to some of his challenges in perception. Some of it is of his own doing as well too, because he took certain actions. But again, this happened like almost immediately right after that. So that is what I asked: are you compromised? And so you see the definition right here. This is the adjective version of it. So those are my scholars out there. You may have questions right there. But let's look at the definition on the screen right here. This happened in February. He had his issue started in March. Look at it right here. Made vulnerable as to attack or misuse by unauthorized access, revelation, or exposure. So compromised data, passwords, accounts, and in this instance, compromised image. So that's my assessment from your success concierge. I want to open everything up so we can see what people have to say as we go on from that. And let's go into that. Let me change my screen back right here. So yeah, that's what I got right there. So I always like to have, feedback, information, whatever people got. You can come up here, join the panel, we can chat. But that's just my personal assessment as an image consultant, seeing that type of activity, that type of behavior, because when you're not in control of your image, someone's picture of you or someone's thought process of you, that's what controls your image. Now, celebrities, they often play roles, and that's why sometimes I look at them, sometimes I really don't, in a sense, because that may not be who they really are, and that's why I try to dig down and get to the root of it, so I can see more about them and what's really going on. But I just think this whole process has compromised him, and it put him in a not so positive light. And then when you get yourself caught up in the legal system, every little thing gets scrutinized, or it could be certain things get magnified and amplified. So that is your success concierge take on that. And let's go to the questions. We got the call lines open as well too, in case anybody wants to jump up here and have a conversation or get some feedback. I know some people were giving some comments on my Shakira Richardson video. Don't hide now. I'm here. You want the smoke? I'm here for it. I'm like a chimney. I want all the smoke. So if you want to come up here and talk about that, we can definitely do that. Or you can type your questions into the chat because we here for that. So let's see what type of questions we got here. Let me go ahead and see what we got here. All right. First question. Do you think Jonathan Majors, spelling, but do you think Jonathan Majors can recover from this unfortunate event? How would you coach him and his organization? So, do I think he can recover? Absolutely. All right. So, a couple things, right? I don't downplay any type of physical violence or physical thing, especially as it relates to certain people. I do see that it was made as a misdemeanor and unintentional. So that's one thing that gives him a leg up in that particular space because it was unintentional. Again, there was some controversy of who's lying, who's telling the truth. I don't necessarily get into that, but I think he can make a comeback. One perfect example we saw that of Michael Vick. Michael Vick was convicted and went to jail, or he pleaded guilty. Excuse me, he didn't have conviction. He pleaded guilty, so he accepted responsibility and went to jail for crime centered around animal fighting and dog fighting. And in America, when you harm animals or certain entities like that, that's huge. And people want to step back, push away, do those types of things. So with him, he got his contract terminated by the Falcons. And then he went to jail. I can't remember the exact sentence that he did, but I think it was 18 months. I'm not quite sure. I know we got these people who like to correct me on everything, but uh, he went to jail, and then he was able to come out. He went in and signed another $100 million contract with the Eagles, and I know I want to say he's working with CBS, so he can recover from that. And I use Michael Vick as an example because his case was a lot more from a criminal liability standpoint. It was a lot more heinous than what Jonathan Majors did, and so even when we look at the MCU with someone who was another example, I did a case study of on Robert Downey Jr. And so Robert Downey Jr. had his own legal problems. So again, I definitely think he can come back just from a couple of things. One, he showed resilience as a young person in a sense that he had some issues and challenges growing up, and he was able to turn himself a life around from his upbringing and the challenges that he faced. The other thing is, I haven't heard much from him as far as him commenting, doing interviews as it relates to this particular case. And so I don't know much about that. I don't know much about the conversations going on in this camp. Now, how would I advise him? That's a tough question. See, y'all be trying to get me with that because you want me to give my professional advice for free. So I will give a little bit, again, as I don't know what's going to happen with him. So the thing is this, right? So first thing I would have to deal with is sentencing. All right. So that's coming up in about 2 months, just under 2 months. I want to make sure we get through sentencing. So one thing, and I'm sure they're already coaching him on this, is no incidents, no challenges, no contact, and even holiday time is perfect. So it again, I don't know much about his history and whatnot, but he may want to do some things community wise. He may already do these things. I don't know, but he may want to do some things community wise to show that he is being contrite, learning from this particular challenge, learning from this thing. And also too, I did mention he has a relationship with Megan Good. um, I don't know. Well, again, I won't necessarily comment on that, but having a kind of stabilish relationship, that also is beneficial. Again, I don't know the dynamics between them two, but again, you want to make sure you don't have any more public spats or outrages for your relationship. So even if he and her were to separate, make it amicable, make it not messy, but you definitely want to hold that down during this time. So get through sentencing and figure out what that is going to look like. I don't know if it's going to be jail time. I don't know if it's going to be probation. Fine. Again, I don't. This is New York, and I don't know anything about who the judge is and all those types of things. So that's what the first thing is. I would get through that. During the meantime is talk with your agent, talk with your students, like do heat checks and temperature checks on how they're feeling about you and what it will take to kind of get back in good graces. Now, it's not going to be an instant fix. There are some specific steps I do, but that's again in case Jonathan and his people want to reach out to me, to your success concierge. You can find me. I'm here available for that. But I would look into those things and create a plan, a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year strategy plan uh, to make your comeback and what types of outcomes you specifically want to do. And these are just conversations that I was sitting down with Jonathan, his people, even with Megan Good as well too. Because if she's going to be part of his life, she was with him every day in court. But I would do those types of things and have those conversations, and I would develop a strategy and plan from that. And again, this is just me giving high level based on what I see, what I observe. Have not heard much of anything from Jonathan or his camp. But again, you want your success concierge, you can reach out to me. I'm available to that. So I guess it's a J thing. You got John Morant and Jonathan Majors, JM. I don't know what's up with that, but those are two people. Hey, you can reach out to me. I got you covered. Your success concierge will definitely look out for you as well too. Now, just because your name doesn't start with J, or just because your last name doesn't start with M, just because you're not a celebrity, does not mean that I cannot work with you. I work with individuals, businesses at all levels to help you put your best foot forward and put yourself in position to achieve your desired outcomes. So hopefully that answers that question there. Let's see if we got any comments in the chat right here. Yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, celebrating y'all this pre-Christmas celebration as well too. Anybody who wants to call in, they can definitely do that. I'm always up for conversation. Like I said, I know a lot of people had some smoke for me in the chat the other day. It's that time of year, so 'tis the season to get that if that's what you want. All right, let's see what else we have. See what other questions that we have right here. All right. I would like to revamp my business image. What should I start doing? This is a great question, and um, I always started when I evaluate individuals and I evaluate businesses. Let's talk about a couple of things, right? So number one, what's the outcome that you want to send, right? What is the outcome that you want for your business, all right? And then the second is what is the message you want to send in pursuit or in access or growth or going toward that outcome. So I always ask people a couple of things like when we talk about business. When someone says, "Hey, this is my business," or "Hey, I want you to go check out John's business or Sally's business or whomever's business," what do you want them to say about your business? What type of experience do you want them to have? What type of product do you want them to have and say from that level of product, the service, the dedication, all those things that you say, right? And then we craft your image and focus on that and put you in position to achieve those outcomes. That's the easiest way to do it. And so I look at that and look at where you are and where you want to be and how do we fill in this gap, and then we develop a strategy and plan to do that. Sometimes it may be minor, sometimes it may be a major overhaul. It's all about what the outcomes you are, what type of experience you want your customers to have, what do you want them to say about you, and even your marketing and branding. I'll tell a funny story. I had a young lady. She does like flowers in front of like buildings, right? So you go to these buildings and sometimes they have these nice, flowers, decorations, like beautiful landscapes. She does that for these types of businesses. And so she showed me her card, and because the first thing I asked her, I said, "What do you do?" And she's like, oh yeah, when businesses want floral arrangements either inside the building or outside, I do that. I do landscape and I do like all these wonderful things. And when I thought about that, I thought, oh, this is going to be colorful. So then I said, okay, let me see your marketing material or your business card. So she showed me her business card and it was in black and white. And I'm like, hold up, that's not congruent. You have a business that does flowers and colors and all these vibrant things and revamping stuff, and then you have a dull black and white business card. You're not incongruent. So that's just a perfect example of how I like to approach those types of things. Again, that's why we need to have a consultation so I can connect with you and see what ways we can enhance what you already have and improve and make better what you have. You said, wait, black and yeah, black. She had black and white. Just I I I was gonna say the company that does the free business cards, but I won't say them. But she may have gotten her business card from there. But again, it was dull and black and white. And just from talking with her, she was a very creative person. Her personality was bubbly, lively, all those things. But if I were to say, hey, call this young lady, she's good at doing landscape and making beautiful arrangements, and I hand you this card and it's black and white, you're gonna be like, I don't know. And again, that's why image is important. So that's what she had said with that. All right. So we coming up on 7:40. Is that right? Yeah, 7:40 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. here, because I know we have people tuning in from all over the world. And so, yeah, you can always join, call in, super chat. Well, we don't have that yet, but you can always call in, join Cash App, make your donation there, or you can find me on Instagram. We got a website coming soon, man. I'm really excited about 2023. Really taking some steps to improve what I do here as well as how I serve my clients as well too. Because I really value personal development. I value growth. I value career development and enhancing the skills that you already have. Because what you have, what you learn, got you to this point today. To go to other levels, to elevate, to be even better, to be even more successful, to put you in even better position, then you have to stimulate your mind up here. You have to learn new skills, learn new approaches, so you can be even better. And that's what your success concierge is doing. Because we taking it to the next level. So anybody along for that ride, we're gonna get it done. All right, let's see what other questions that we have going on right here. All right, how do you feel about stylish dress socks? Man, you know what? This reminds me of a really good friend of mine. This is a gentleman. He likes to wear stylish dress socks. That's his mo. That's his thing. I think that's cool. Like, here's the thing, right? It doesn't match your style, personality, and that you're blending in. Now, here's the thing: if this is something that you're very, very passionate about, you really mastered that, then I say go for it. All right. It really just depends on the type of clothes and outfits that you're going to be wearing. Because me personally, I have some, but I mainly do simple stuff. I'm not the one who's gonna have the Grinch socks for Christmas, but I know other people who can do that and can rock that. That's not me, but that's a different component or element to your style that you can do. And so, if this is something that you really love, I say go for it. But if you're just kind of lukewarm for it, then I say no. All right. And the reason being is um, stylish socks, not the ones that just come like four to a pack, five to a pack. Those are sometimes a chance to curate, sometimes a chance to find, and then also too, depending on how you're going to match them, dress them, style them, it's a whole different ball game. It it can be a little bit time consuming as well. But if that's something you enjoy, rock on, because again, depending on your style, personality, that may be something unique about you that people say, oh, I wonder what kind of socks he's gonna have on today, or I wonder what kind of socks she's gonna have on today, and they call it hosiery. I mean, that's the technical term for men, even though typically they associate hosiery with women. That's what they call it for that. But yeah, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. This is a good time to do it because holiday time, people are more festive, more creative, even with their ugly sweaters. So yeah, stylish socks. That's a new element in an amazing element that in its own, and it can definitely be pulled off. So if you're already doing it, keep rocking on. I can further guide and assist you with that. if you want to get into it, that's something you passionate about or something you curious about, I say, hey, explore it, see how you like it, see what types of things you getting with it, what type of outcomes you have, what type of responses, how you pair it. Now, one thing I can do, if you already have some, you want me to show you how to style them, how to pair them, I got you covered. Definitely reach out to your success concierge on that. But yeah, I've seen some people who do some creative things with socks. It's really, really fun. I like it. That's not something I do. I do other things like with glasses, shoes, those type of things, creative jackets, as you see right here. But stylish socks is definitely something that you can do, and it's good for this time of year. Very festive. Let's see, we got any other comments, questions that we're gonna do in here. All right, let's see here. Let's see what other questions that we have here. All right. All right. See, now we getting. So what are some good holiday fragrances around this time of year? All right. So two different things, right? Because I have people in all various parts of the world tuning in. And so the weather may be cooler where you are, or it may be warmer where you are. So I'm going to start with the cooler weather first, give you my recommendations on that, and then we'll go to the warmer weather as well too. So again, when it comes to fragrances, the different scents, the notes breakdown as I do in my videos. I tell you the occasion, the type of weather which you can wear these. That's going to be important right here. So we're going to start with cooler weather, right? Which is the time if you're in the northern hemisphere. So cooler weather and it's holiday time. So what do people typically like to do at holiday time? They like to be happy. They like to be joyful. They like to have people calm, comfortable, and draw people in. So that's why I'm rocking that Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, because on the men's side, some sweet tobacco-y that is just very relaxing, soothing coming in. So sweet, boozy type of fragrances, gourmand. I say tobacco. I say honey, uh, amber, and vanilla. Those type of notes right there, and you can even do oud as well too. Oud is pretty much year round, but you can use fragrances with those notes as well too. And if you want to have some spice to it, some have like some pink pepper in it as well too. So those are the types of things I would be looking for this time of year in cooler weather to draw people in, those gourmand, those sweet, those soothing, soft, subtle type of fragrances that make people want to get closer, closer, closer to you. All right. Now, if you're in a warm weather climate, okay, and then you can do a couple of things. So warmer weather, you want floral, which is lighter. You want oud. You can do some rose. You can even do some things like bergamot as well too. Those are kind of fun, festive type notes as well, and so that's gonna make it, yeah, soothing, comfortable. But again, you're not gonna be dressed up in coats and overcoats. You're gonna be doing something cool, and you want some soft, subtle that makes the people around you happy, joyous while you're going about your holiday activity. So those are my recommendations right there. Specific fragrances, again, tobacco vanille. You can do 1821 man-made sweet tobacco spirits. Um, Oud Womo, that's a good one for cooler weather on the gentleman side. And even you want to be a little sensual, sexy, Tom Ford Black Orchid, that's a good unisex fragrance. And then you can't go wrong with Bond Number 9 for the warmer. Excuse me, for the yeah for so that's for cooler weather. And warmer weather, those nice oud fragrances. So gentlemen, you can do something like oud wood. Always anything from Molecule One, that's very versatile. Dolce and Gabbana Light Blue. And there's a secret weapon as well too. Cartier, they make some very, very, very nice, inexpensive, versatile fragrances as well too. I will be doing some reviews on that coming up because y'all want them. I'm gonna give you what you want. All right. So that is my holiday fragrance recommendations. Oh, one more too. Um, Maison Martin Margiela by the fireplace. Thank me later. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we have any comments here. We got we always get some great questions here. Let's see what else we got here. Uh, let's see here. What are your thoughts on Christmas decorations reflecting an individual's image? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I like to look at them. I just don't like to do them. All right, but I have some people. uh, different people calling me like, oh, I'm tired from decorating. My mom, she loves to decorate. I've had some other people say, oh, this is my first Christmas in my new city that they just moved to, and they're decorating, getting trees and the real trees and whatnot. So I think it's good because when you put clothes and things that say of that nature, that is your canvas. And so when you decorate, whether it's your interior space or exterior space, that's a form of expression as well too. But do again, just like I said with the socks, do that if that's something you enjoy, if that's something you passionate about. I mean, if you're not really into that, don't be going up on ladders and trying to do this and that. But you could do subtle things like wreaths or a tree or a light or whatever it is that you choose to do. Those are just different things you can do that show your flair, right? And so again, you may like different types of ornaments based on your personality. Some people, again, this is just for Christmas, right? Because I know we have some other religions and they have different type of decorations. So let's just say you may like trees, so you may like a basic tree. Then somebody else may like a white tree or a red tree or different colors. Those ways that you could show your personality within that, and then the type of ornaments you may use. Now, you talk to somebody who's a race enthusiast, they may have race car ornaments. I have family members, they like angels, different things that you collect in places. That's going to be part of your image. That's going to be part of that for your Christmas decorations. And then you can have a great story to say, oh, I got this ornament here, or I got this, that my son made this when he was 5. So all these types of things that are parts of you, and they can definitely fit into your image. And so it's good to do that if that's what you enjoy doing. It's definitely a good conversation piece, a conversation starter, something welcoming into your space, whether it's at your home, your office, or your where you work at, or even a place of business. All opportunities to show your style, your image, and your style personality off. Again, to connect with other individuals because people like to have stories, and this is the time of year where people are more apt to listen. They want to have joy, so perfect time for that. I know some people who are very, very passionate about holiday decorations for themselves, and then I know there's some neighborhoods where people like to go through and look at the lights, and they may even have competitions. Yeah, I've seen some amazing areas in different places that I've been to and different places that I have lived. All right. So we coming up on 10 minutes till. Let's see if we have any other comments, questions on that. Yeah, thanks for putting that up. You can check out my fragrance review on that. You can check that out there, see that particular fragrance review. For those of you who want specifics on some of the things that I do, as you know, your success concierge, I love fragrances as well too. All right, but let's go to the questions if we have more. All right, let's see here. All right. Are you planning to watch the upcoming film Color Purple? Y'all must have seen me over there on Kosher Connections channel. Salute to the Kosher Connection. Me and this brother, we met at the Black Manosphere Conclave 3.0. But the question was, are you planning to watch the upcoming film Color Purple? That was part of the discussion on that particular day. And the simple answer is no. And I have a reason for that. It's just not something that interests me. I've read out so a couple of things about me. I read the original book, so I did see that, and I saw the first movie that came out, and I want to say in the early '80s, with Danny Glover, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, such and so forth. Even young Lawrence Fishburne, I think he was Larry at the time. He was in that movie, and so uh, I a new interpretation. I'm not sure. That's not something that I'm interested in. The previous movie, I did find some entertainment value to it. There were some comedy spots. There was some learning. There were some relationship dynamics that was able to be explored. So, did I enjoy the movie? Yes, I did. I did enjoy the original one. Now, that's just in a vacuum. Um, some of the conversation was about how it portrayed men, and you know even going forward to this day, people just either envision no relationship or a color purple type relationship, and that's not something I necessarily subscribe to. There's no black and white, there's spectrum in between. And when you talk about relationships like that in general, there, why not talk in good faith of the possibility of a beneficial relationship as well? But the movie is it's a historical piece. I think it's a quality film just from a film evaluation standpoint, and some of the messages there they are needed. I'm never one to silence or censor someone from their message. I just think dialogue around it, and it can't be the only thing that comes out. There needs to be some variety in that. And in this day, what 30 or almost 40 years later, if that's the only dialogue and there's no growth from that, there's no lessons learned, we're still rehashing, then that just means a lot of people haven't learned anything from it. Or it could be that some individuals are looking at an opportunity to cash in financially, which again, I don't knock people for what they do. I just govern myself accordingly on that. So no, I will not be planning to watch it. At least I'm not going to the theater to watch it. Now, if it come on TV and I'm just sitting around, I may tune into it, but it's not something that I will actively pursue. But if that's something that other individuals choose to do, have at it. I mean, it's your money, your time, and you can choose to spend that however you see fit. And with that being said, I thank y'all for spending time with me on this wonderful evening here today. Let's see if we got any more questions. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. We'll do this one right here. Do you style women? Absolutely, I style women. I enjoy styling anybody. I style women as well too. uh, it's just whoever needs my assistance. And so I do have female clients. I help them with glasses, which is one thing I love. Outfits for various situations, even dating profiles, dating information. I do all that for them as well too, because it doesn't matter who you are. You have an outcome that you want to get to, and we have to get you again, as I said earlier, from point A to point B. And so, yeah, I style women as well too. I have both female clients as well as male clients. You can check me out on Instagram. I am Eric Hall, your success concierge. That's my I am Eric Hall. That's my handle on IG. We definitely have gonna have a website and whatnot. I know I've been saying it, so again, I keep saying it because by me saying it, it lets you know my intention, and then also too, it lets you hold me accountable for me saying what I said I was going to do. So that's why I put these things out here in the ethos, so you can know, you can see, and you can hold me accountable. So yes, your success concierge does style women. It's a lot of creativity in styling women as well too. Because when you think of men's fashion, it's pretty static. And what I mean by that is when we look at someone asked me the other day, like, are monk straps going out of style? I'm like, dude, monk straps over 500 years old. So no, they're not. But women's fashion is very fascinating. Different body types, different types of things. So I definitely work with that. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, a corporate innovation, a business, whatnot. We want to highlight the areas that you want to highlight, and then you may have some areas, because we all do, some areas that you don't want to be highlighted. So we definitely do and minimize that. So I don't care if you're big, you're tall, short, slim, thick, doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and get you taken care of. All right. So we're coming up. I think we got time for one more question. Let's see here. Well, y'all want to give me good ones. Would you ever do a case study on Ebony K. Williams? Um, it's possible. So the thing with Ebony K. Williams, she's going through various stages of her life. She's made some choices now because she wants to. Um, I guess she says she's going, doing having a baby on her own. Uh, Sans man, and I think she's almost 40 or just over 40. Would I do a case study on her? It's possible. I would want to see more so like where her outcomes are going forward, and that may take a couple of years for that. And I would be willing to do that. Now, if like some y'all came in and we were having a conversation and y'all super chatted, y'all did this or that, and it's like, okay, let's talk about her now. Of course I would, because I'm always prepared to do that. I don't think her story has not necessarily come to completion. When I say completion, now she's still living, but she's going through something major right now in her quest to have a child. And so I would like more information on the outcome and how that is going forward, so I can do a proper assessment. See, when I do case studies, I like to be able to talk about something that came up and a lesson to be learned based on maybe a challenge or outcome. And I'm just not there yet with her. Now, if we talk about are there things that she does, says, relates to her personality, her modus operandi, I can comment on that all day. It's just far as from a case study standpoint, where we dig into uh, the different components that's made those that progress. I'm just not there yet with her. It may change, it may not ever change, but again, we can always talk about some of the actions that's taking place. But just as far as a case study for her, I don't think that we are there yet for that. All right, so hopefully that answers your question. We coming up on the end here. I like to keep this brief. I like to keep this strong. I don't know. I don't think we have any questions. Let's check the comments. All right. So the thing is this, right? So today is December 20th, 2023. We have 11 days left in the year. I know there's a lot of celebrations going on, whether from various religions. I don't want to comment on all of them because it's too many, and I don't want to miss one and someone gets mad at me. But people are doing things to one commemorate different things from a religious standpoint, doing things to commemorate different things from a life standpoint, different things from that. And people say it's my birthday coming up. Well, my birthday every day if people want to cash app. But anyway, but people are coming to do and commemorate different things from that particular standpoint. There's a lot of times people are doing the year in review. I've done that with some of the businesses that I work with, uh, and we do a year in review. And so this is kind of me, my kind of tip for you to close out the end of the year, close out our session because this will be the last one of 2023. But I say let's look at year in review, and when we look at year in review, we talk about okay, let's say what went well in 2023 for you. All right. And then we may look at what are some areas that didn't go well or that you weren't satisfied with. All right. And then the other thing you can look at is what are some opportunities or things that you want to change, you want to start doing, you want to enhance, you want to add. Those are different things that help you kind of evaluate your 2023. And then as we go forward into 2024, it helps you prep, take action, and make plans to do that. And some of those plans may involve mentorship. Some of those plans may involve getting in the gym. Some of those plans may involve nutrition. Some of those plans may involve further education. Some of those plans may involve getting your success concierge to help you with your business, your image, and those different types of aspects. So I challenge each and every one of you as you're going through, whether you're listening to this live or you listen to the replay, I challenge you to do like a year in review so you can evaluate things. Because one thing for certain is if you're someone like there's only duality. There's duality. It's either making progress or losing progress. It's either growing or it's dying. There's nothing in the middle. It's either yes or no as it relates to that. So I know many individuals, you may have had a great year, you may have had a good year, you may have an exceptional year, you may not have had the year that you thought you should have had. But one thing I know is no matter whether it's good or not, you want to make progress from last year to this year, right? If it was not good, you want to make it better. If it was great, you want to make it even more great. And so that's my challenge to you is to take steps so we can go forward and improve and get the outcomes that you want. But again, I know people may be traveling. Safe travels to you. Enjoy the time with the people you choose to enjoy. I know people are going to be having a good time. Do so safely. Salute to everyone. Salute to 2023. Salute to you. We are out. I'm Eric Carr, your success concierge. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I did it anyway. But cheers to you. We out.